intensive treatment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Intensive Treatment, your number one spot for everything Arkham related. And man, what was the last time we did an episode for this series? Like
Mm,
close to a
Probably about a
month?
month ago. Probably
Yeah.
about a month, yeah.
That sounds about right. But for our inaugural return, because we like taking long breaks between episodes, that's kind of our thing.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about our opinions about the Suicide Squad game coming up that is being made by Rocksteady and how we're just not feeling it anymore.
No.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I think to start things off, let's kind of go back to the beginning of how we initially felt at the original DC fandom. Because I remember we both talked about it together. I mean, we didn't record any episodes on it or anything, but I remember we were all really excited initially. And we were just, at least for me, I can only speak for myself, I was just excited that Rocksteady was finally releasing another game. And then it was announced that it was connected to the Arkham games. And I got even more excited. But as time went on, I really don't care about the game anymore. And it's not because we've gotten 2 delays or 1 delay. Maybe it was 1 delay. It's not because we got a delay. It's just over time, I've kind of lost that initial excitement because I've thought about the fact that it doesn't really matter that it's Rocksteady. It's the product that they're giving us that I'm not excited about. Nobody asked for a Suicide Squad game. And nobody asked for a co-op game.
No.
And those two things right there, I mean, no doubt Rocksteady can make a great game given any material, I think, but I just don't see the appeal of Suicide Squad for me. Like, I don't really care about playing as the members and fighting the Justice League. And it can't expand the actual Arkham story at all if it's not really connected to Batman. It's more just in that universe. If we had like a shared universe of many different things, I think that would be much more interesting. But again, there was no setup in the Arkham games at all. This came totally kind of out of left field. There was some references to Justice League members in Arkham Knight, but that's about it. It wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah, no.
So I'm really not. I'm not at the level of excitement I am for Gotham Knights. It's not even close. Like I don't even think about Suicide Squad really ever. I don't ever think about the game.
No.
But what about you?
Okay, so my initial feelings on it, I remember being excited, more so for you, like you said, like just Rocksteady making another game. But I remember feeling kind of apprehensive because of the whole setup. It was like it was a Suicide Squad game, and they're gonna have to murder the Justice League because Brainiac, like, sure. Like, and then the year afterwards we got that DC Phantom trailer, which was fine, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
And ever since then it's just been kind of like a slow decline, and it really kind of hit home, especially with the delay that happened, both of them, within the span of a few months, where it's just like, 2023, that's when it's happening, which I knew it was going to happen. I was waiting for it.
He called it.
He did.
Called it way before it even was announced.
Literally,
like, I bet you it's going to be delayed, and we were like, maybe.
I told all of them, and they didn't listen to me.
So, he was completely right on point.
I know. I was looking at it, and I'm like, there's no way this is coming out in 2022.
Yeah.
And I was right. So give me my fucking trophy. But
Platinum.
yeah, platinum. But yeah, ever since then it's just been like, the more that I think about it, the more that I'm just upset about the whole situation as is. And yeah, I'm not really caring too much, like, because Suicide Squad is one of those, like, things where it's just like I don't hate it, but I don't particularly love it either. Like
Yeah.
they can do some really good things with it, like the James Gunn movie. Like I really enjoyed that, but like other than that, could give less of a fuck about Suicide Squad if
Right.
I really wanted to. So
Yeah.
uh,
I think that's the thing with DC right now is like just regarding Suicide Squad, they gave us Suicide Squad movies. Nobody asked for Suicide Squad movies. And they also didn't really do anything to enrich the DCEU at all.
no,
Um, they added like no story to further the Snyder. I mean, at the time, 2016, everyone thought Justice League was coming out. It's going to be a huge thing. But it really didn't do anything to further that. Um, and
yeah,
I mean, despite people's reaction to James Gunn's Suicide Squad, I mean, people love it. But nobody asked for that either. And I'm not saying it shouldn't have come out. I'm just saying like they put all these other movies that should have been really important on the back burner, and they introduced Suicide Squad, and now we're getting a game, which really nobody asked for, especially from Rocksteady. Um, I mean, I remember where there was a time where everyone was really hell bent and excited on getting hopefully a Superman or Flash game from Rocksteady, and I still wish we got a Superman game from them.
yeah,
Like they could have enriched the universe of Arkham with that, or they could have done a prequel Superman game, a prequel to the Arkham games with Superman. Like they could have done
yeah.
a lot of different things, um, and had Kevin Conroy return as Batman or something.
Mhm.
But Suicide Squad just, I'm in the same boat you're in. It's like I don't really care about the Suicide Squad. Like I don't even really care about their comics. I don't really read them.
Yeah,
I know about the Suicide Squad, but I don't care enough about them to read them.
yeah,
Um, so it's like I'm gonna play this game for sure, so I can play with you guys because it is co-op, but also just to kind of see if there's any redeeming qualities about the game. I'm sure it'll be a fine game, but when it comes to superheroes and Rocksteady, it's like this is not what I wanted by any means.
yeah. No, yeah. Like you, I would have preferred a Superman game, or even if you were dead set on making like a multiplayer type deal, just make a Justice League game,
Mm-hmm.
something like because I feel like Suicide Squad is one of those kind of things where like you shove it onto like say a WB Montreal type studio, or
Right,
a studio that people don't give a shit about. Like just
right.
not the heavy hitters at all. So um yeah, I just it's happening. I'm sure I'm going to be playing it regardless, assuming I can still get a PS5 like
Yeah, me
reasonably
too.
easily by then. But like um yeah, it's just there's no magic there for me. Like it's just all gone. And I don't know if any trailers that will happen, like any gameplay will make me raise my hopes up, but I'm hoping once it does come out and I do play it that I enjoy my time with it. Because if
Yeah,
not, then you know,
I'm the same way. Yeah.
okay.
I think something that would really make me more invested is if we got some type of Batman thing, like in a trailer or something. Like theoretically, I don't know. Let's say the Suicide Squad is in the trailer and they're in distress about defeating Justice League, and then you just see like a foot and part of a cape, and you hear Kevin Conroy say, "You're going to need some help with that," or something like that. Like then
Yeah,
I would be totally invested. I'd be like, "Holy shit, Batman is in with the Suicide Squad helping them defeat the Justice League." Then I would be really intrigued to see what they do. But just a story revolving Suicide Squad, I don't know that I could get attached to those characters. Um, like you guys know my thoughts on James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Again, I've only seen it once, so I would like to watch it again to refine my opinion.
mhm.
I didn't hate the movie, but I didn't love it like everybody else did. I thought it was kind of okay. It was okay. It was good.
Basically down the middle, you'd say.
Yeah, like it's definitely not a bad movie. Like I could rewatch it, but I just didn't have like everybody when it came out. they were like, that was so fun and it was so entertaining. And I was just like, I mean, it was good, but I didn't get that. I didn't get that burst of energy that everyone else got. But again, I'll have to watch it again. Um, but I don't know that I could get invested with the video game characters, especially because really Rocksteady is only known for the Arkham games. I think they released one other game before Arkham,
Mhm.
but those games worked because they solely revolved around Batman. And I'm curious to see if they can actually flesh out four different characters in one game. Um, I don't know if they'll be able to do it, considering Arkham Knight is not the best place to leave off your last game. Like Arkham Knight was their last outing, and it was just a shit show. Um, and it seems like the more I play it now, the more nothing is right in that game. And I hope they learn from their mistakes. Is the big question? Did they?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that comes down to Sefton Hill because it seems like he never acknowledged the mistakes. That was the problem.
No. I think one part of the Suicide Squad game that would have helped a whole lot, like in terms of excitement, was if we had gotten a gameplay demo, like even if it was
Right.
early alpha type shit, like just something. Because having your trailer be all cutscenes with gameplay kind of sprinkled in there uh doesn't really help much. And technically I think they released that trailer twice, because I'm sure that it was they showed it for DC Fandom and then they showed it again for the Game Awards last year, which I don't think was
Yeah.
that smart of a move. I think either you have the trailer, like the story trailer for either one, or you just release both of them to
Right.
gauge excitement. Gotham Knights did
Exactly.
that, and
Yeah.
Gotham Knights got delayed till October of this year. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see, what's their excuse for not putting out a demo or just something. Because besides the two trailers, it's been mostly absent. I mean, aside from the delay and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
we've literally heard nothing. Like,
No.
so, yeah.
And guys, I don't want it to seem like we're Suicide Squad game haters here, and we keep comparing it to Gotham Knights, but it's it's really just to compare it to Gotham Knights because these are the only two DC superhero games that we're getting, and they're the only two that we've gotten in a long time. Um, so there's nothing else to compare them to, and Gotham Knights so far is doing a lot better than Suicide Squad is. Um,
To an
like Marvel
extent,
said,
but that's a discussion
yeah.
for another day.
We'll get in that.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of what we've seen and what we know about the game, Gotham Knights has been more of an open book in that sense. We know a bit more about the game, and we've seen a lot of gameplay from that game actually.
Yeah.
Compared to Suicide Squad, we've seen like nothing. I mean, we just got the gameplay today, which was like 15 minutes almost. So that's a lot for a game that's coming out in 5 months.
Mhm.
So, and like I said, Suicide Squad still has another year at this point, but they had enough time to give us some kind of gameplay to at least give us an idea of what we're going to be playing, but we never
Mhm.
got that.
Yeah,
So
no.
I really don't know where I stand, but I just know that I'm not excited. And I really am kind of blah with the whole idea of Suicide Squad game. So at this point, I'm just like, I kind of keep forgetting about it, and then it gets brought up once in a while. I'm like, oh yeah, they're making that. So I'm just gonna wait until another trailer comes out and really the game comes out is when I'll actually talk about it more and play it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I don't want to hate on the game. I don't want to any of these DC games. I don't want to hate on them. Um, but I mean, when you give us nothing and not really much to go on, like any idea of how your game's going to work out, then that causes problems. And I'm hoping it's a good game. I don't want it to be a bad game, but if I like it, I like it. If I don't, then that's it. It's really not that much more complicated than that.
Right.
But as of right now, I am like fairly like I'm not really excited for that game. I'm hoping I can get swayed. Like hopefully they entice me, but I doubt that's gonna happen. So
Right. Yeah, I doubt it too. I mean, I remember initially too when the photo of the game got dropped by Rocksteady, and they were like, "See you on DC Fandom." I was so excited because Superman, first of all, um, and I was hoping that the Suicide Squad game would be more like an Arkham game, and have that atmosphere. And I think I would actually be kind of more interested now if it was more like an Arkham game than it looks to be.
mhm.
Uh, Harley Quinn just there's the Arkham Harley Quinn. There's nothing about her that that I care about playing as her in that sense. Like her character is just dull. Like
Yeah.
it just gets worse each game too. It's like so I don't really care about her. And Deadshot, we already know the dilemma there, the Deadshot dilemma. Um, and King Shark is cool, and Captain Boomerang is cool because we've never seen them before.
Mm.
And Captain Boomerang seems like he's going to be more of like a comic relief character. So I'm kind of interested to see him and King Shark definitely. But I just feel like the lack of it doesn't feel connected to the Arkham games, really. Like kind of feels like how Arkham Origins felt to Asylum and how Knight felt to City. It's like they kind of feel like their own thing, and it's not always a good thing, at least for me.
That's why part of me doesn't like the fact that this is set after night, because like I mean there's no Batman, there's barely anything that has any type of connection to the previous games, aside from the fact that I'm guessing you start the first cutscene going to Arkham, but like that's it. That's all
Right.
you're getting. Like, I mean, I feel like it would have been better if, say, this game took place, let's say, between Asylum and City, or just
Yeah,
something.
that 6 month period. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah.
just all these factors are just making me less and less excited, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But I that's my 2 cents. I don't really know of anything else that I can add to this, because our opinions, guys, are pretty like set. We both are not really excited for this game,
Oh.
and there's not much else to add to that other than I guess we can just wait and see how it turns out and wait for a gameplay trailer. It's really all that we can do.
Hopefully, we get something at Summer Games Fest. But
Yeah, I'm hoping, but I kind of doubt it just based on we haven't heard anything. There hasn't even been like any fake leaks. Like
no,
usually when games are like ready to come out or shit's going down, you get a bunch of leaks, even if they're fake.
even
Um,
like Marvel Spider-Man 2 has just been getting leaks upon leaks upon leaks.
oh
And
yeah, I know.
like months before we even got a trailer for that game. But Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
there's literally nothing. It's
Right.
just a blank slate.
I feel like it's like fans are just so like they're like disappointed like us, and they're just like, yeah, there's no point to even make fake leaks. It's just gonna nobody cares about this. It's just like, nah. It's like
Yeah.
Gotham Knights had so much shit on it. Oh my god, that game was crazy with leaks. It was like it was one game, then it was another game, and then nobody knew, and then we were getting like ciphers and shit. That was crazy.
Yeah. And Yeah, but I feel like if we're gonna get gameplay for Suicide Squad like relatively soon, it would have to be
Yeah,
either right before or right after Gotham Knights comes out. But I
yeah,
feel like it'd be a Game Awards type thing where it's just like, no, let's look at the gameplay for Suicide Squad. And they're like, nobody gives a shit. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And like the only thing keeping me kind of semi interested in the game of like not forgetting about it completely is the fact that it's Rocksteady. Um, that's literally the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
Um, but people I've spoken to have said like they're more excited for Suicide Squad than Gotham Knights, and I'm like, why? And they said, well, because it's a continuation of the Arkham games, and I'm like, yes, but it's not a continuation of the Arkham games. It's a continuation of that universe. Um, and Batman was the only reason those games anybody cared about them was because of Batman. Nobody even thought about the Suicide Squad at all.
No.
Um, and hence why I'm more excited for Gotham Knights because regardless of universe, I want a Bat. People have been asking for a Bat Family game for a while or something to do with the Bat Family, and we're finally getting it.
Mhm.
Um, but it's like Rocksteady just took a left turn for some reason and went a totally different route, and that's not always bad, but maybe this game is a secret masterpiece and we don't know it yet, but who the hell knows?
I wonder if part of that was because of WB just being like pressuring them to be like, hey, we need you to make like a Suicide Squad game because brand synergy. And they were like,
Mm,
okay, sure.
yeah,
Whatever keeps the studio afloat.
right.
And like, I
Oh
could be
God,
wrong,
yeah.
but like,
No, but that
that's
seems like something they would do.
yeah, because the whole like one really good example is like them turning Deadshot into a black man. It was like, no, that's I know a lot of people were like, oh, he killed fucking Deadshot in or the fake Deadshot in that
That's
universe. I'm like, no,
such a
I was like,
stupid argument.
no, that's just brand synergy right there.
Right,
That's not anything to do with the continuity. Like that's
right.
just them trying to, you know, keep it in line with what consumers know. And what consumers know is Will Smith as Deadshot. So
Right. That's it's sad that they did that. And I don't care that he's black, but it
I don't
doesn't make
care
any
either,
continuital sense. Like that's the problem. It has nothing to do with him being black. It has to do with why they made him black.
which doesn't
Um,
make any sense.
right. And now I can never play Arkham City and play Suicide Squad and be like, yeah, these are connected. Because like that's like saying, Marvel, you knew me now, and in 10 years you see me as a black person with a totally different face and like totally different like body shape and I look completely different. You'd be like, who the
Yeah.
fuck are you? And I'd be like, oh, I'm Josh. You'd be like, no,
No, you're not.
no, no. I know you as Swifty. I know you as
Yeah.
Swifty. This is not Swifty. It's like, yeah, it's just strange why they did it. Um,
Yeah.
WB is just filled with dumb ass decisions, though. I just WB can just yeah, they can just go yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
why it's
guys,
so hard to get excited for projects now. Like even besides the games, like even the movies, like they're
oh god,
always making the worst creative decisions possible.
oh I know.
And it basically fucks us all over. So,
Hmm.
you
I
know,
mean the whole thing with, I mean, the Flash stuff now is a whole shit show in itself. It's like it seems like nothing is getting better for DC,
no,
regardless of changing ownership and stuff like that. It hasn't just isn't changing the state of
mm,
it. It's like
no.
DC should have just kept to movies like The Dark Knight and solo projects because ever since they made it an extended universe, shit has gone downhill.
Yeah.
So I really don't know, but yeah, I think that's all I have to say though about the Suicide Squad game and other assorted things related.
Yeah. My whole 2 cents is hope it's good. So
Well, I guess, guys, that is going to be it for, I think this is episode 20 of Intensive Treatment, if I'm correct. Um, man, we took a year break and then we started doing them again. And yeah, it's episode 20. So,
Mm.
and hopefully, guys, pretty soon we'll do another Arkham file. Because those are pretty fun. I really like doing them. We'll try and pick some oddball characters to do.
Mm.
Because Arkham is filled with them. So, but on that note, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you think of the Suicide Squad Kills Justice League game coming out. Are you excited for it? Are you not? Are you kind of in the middle? And as always, guys, have a great day. And be sure to follow us on Twitter as well. But peace out, everyone.